Hello, everybody. Welcome to the jungle.
Hey, Larry.
How's it going?
All right, and
We're
you?
just waiting for Mr. Tony to get here. I don't know what happened to Tony.
Yes.
Anyway, so
Oh, Troy.
Frank, let's start with Frank. Welcome, Mr. Frank. How you doing, buddy?
Always does that.
Hey,
I'm good. How are you?
How did the pen show go with you?
What's new?
Nothing much. Can you hear me, Frank?
It's been that long since we were together. Yeah, Raleigh was great. Troy will tell you. Troy did his walkthrough and his review.
Oh, Troy was there.
Yeah, everyone went really well.
Troy.
Yeah.
Put a little smile on you, brother. You look all mean, ready to free for all.
Raleigh?
Don't make me sit
hometown show.
there. So, Frank, from Federalist Pens, why don't you take it for a little bit? Tell us how it went and what happened, and because I think a lot of us are curious about, the first pen club meeting. I mean, the first pen show meeting that you went to. Was it good? A lot of people.
Yeah, actually, it went really well. It was a regular pen show. It was nice to see the enthusiasm, and it was a good show, and it was a great turnout, and it was really good.
People wearing masks. Any rules?
It was much better than I thought it was going to be. Yes.
So, was there rules about social
really
distancing?
My thing.
I said something.
Okay, again, but were there any rules that were given? Social distancing, or were they wearing masks, or what? No, none.
Only if you felt you needed to. If you weren't vaccinated and you needed to, that was fine. It went by the state mandate.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mark, were you busy?
Troy might know better than me, but I think restrictions are generally lifted for the most part in North Carolina, other than unless you need the mask, for your own safety. That's basically how it was conducted. Yeah.
So, Mark, did you
on the website?
Yeah, we were extremely busy. In fact, kudos to Francisco for assisting us too at our tables. Since we got really busy, and we were basically behind him and Jim. So he was at the hand when we needed it. So we were slow.
You're breaking up. Whoever was talking.
It was my brother.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, man. So
no, it's good.
Okay, so hey, real quick, we're gonna have I forgot his name, John. Yeah, from Lumby, right? That's right, John. Okay, probably back in August when the pens comes out again. The new pen that we talked about previously, the dialogue. Or I think that's the one, wasn't it? That's going to come out in August. Did he say that, or was that October?
I honestly don't have an ETA on that. It all depends on what's going on with Germany and when they can get them and all.
Well, what I heard from John, from him, August and October, the Lumby pens, the ones we talked about, and you can review the video. One's supposed to come out in August.
A new dialogue, yeah.
Yeah, the dialogue, and one's going to come out.
Quite possibly, yeah. We take it as it comes, because sometimes the supply chain doesn't turn out as expected, and things do get backlogged. That's
so
the goal.
but once it comes out, then we're going to be meeting on here again, so he can show the pens once he gets them. So that's going to be interesting. Hey, welcome, Tony. Can you hear me, Tony?
I think he's frozen.
Oh, I'm probably muted.
Oh, okay. Let's wait a second. Because I can't do all this and do all over here. It's frozen over here. All right. So, okay. So, anything's been going on with anybody? Wow, nothing.
I had my bike stolen on Friday.
Well, there you go.
Sorry.
Can you go ahead and send him a message? He's trying to get over here real quick. Hold on for a second, guys.
Well,
what kind of a bike was it?
It was a Nocto e-bike. It was an electronic bicycle.
Where's his name?
It's rather expensive.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it.
Hopefully I'll get it back. I've informed the police and
Here.
we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
Well,
have-
if we're talking about that kind of thing, I walked in on a break and enter in my apartment 2 weeks ago.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I'm so
Wow. I didn't think they had crime in Canada.
No, we're too polite to kick them out, but
Hey, I caught someone breaking into my house. They were looking for money, and I wanted to join them because I didn't know where it was.
well, the interesting thing was I walked in on him and I said, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "David robbed me. David robbed me." And I think that basically he was in the wrong place. And he had totally trashed my bedroom looking for something. He stole my jewelry. But interestingly enough, all my birds stayed intact and in place. But he wasn't very smart because I had $4,000 cash just kind of sitting in the cupboard where he went into, and taken. And some other jewelry wasn't taken. But anyway, anyway, he came towards me towards the door, and I backed up against my door that I came in, and he shoved me aside, and I had my keys in my hand, and I scratched his face. So anyway, I doubt I'll see any of that jewelry.
That's terrible.
That's awful. I hate to hear all that. Do any of you worry about having your pen stolen? I mean, I'm sorry to hear about that, Lannis, but like you said, would someone know value in a pen? Maybe not.
I don't know.
I don't even
Not
know
unless they're everywhere like
company
me.
would do. I don't even know what contractor they would have for something like that, because they have contractors. They have contractors for jewelry. I had a Louis Vuitton purse that was stolen, so they have a contractor for that. This guy was not too swift. My safe was actually unlocked, and he took the door off it. There was only a few papers in it, but anyway, he was not all together there, because when I scratched his face with my keys, he said, "Oh, instead of socking me," and anybody else, I was probably somewhat stupid, but anybody else would, anybody else who is robbing your place would have punched me out, or something like that. So anyway,
Wow.
anyway,
You were sure lucky, Lannis.
Right, Lannis.
I would have got out of there like quick.
Lannis,
I was so surprised. I wasn't in shock at that point, but I was so surprised, and I thought, "Huh? What's going on here?" Kind of thing. So he probably had the right riser, but not the right floor. But anyway, it seems like David was maybe his buddy, and his buddy, must have stole something from him, because he opened up all kinds of little, boxes that would have had Pandora in it and stuff like that. He was clearly looking for something, but he wasn't that swift. He left a diamond bangle I had right in front of his nose, because he lifted up the jewelry boxes, and right in front of that jewelry box on a tray, staring him in the face, was a bracelet I had that he could have, had he taken it, he would have had a little bit of cash for whatever it was that David stole from him.
that's wild. You need a weapon like a Faber-Castell Emotion, Black Stealth.
Or
Somebody said, "Oh, put a bat
Thompson
behind
Rainbow.
the door."
Or any tactical pen.
Yeah.
Or like that black Frank Federal pin, like that black remember vanishing point that I got from you. That new one, that would have been perfecto. Just click it and Hit his eyeball.
There is no way that I would waste a pen on him.
Aw.
Here you go. Troy has it right there.
Oh, yeah, Troy's got
Oh,
it.
hit the bag, Troy.
Goes. There's a blade. Blade in that pen. Look at that.
I thought,
Yeah, I
thought that was a
Heck of a
vanishing
letter
point.
opener.
Actually, I picked this. It's a ballpoint. It actually does write as a ballpoint, and you can actually extend that that ballpoint out. But this was actually one. I was at a gun show, and they had this one table selling pen knives for like $6 or $7, and I said, "Okay, fine, I'll get one."
Wow. Get my blade out of there.
Nice.
It's a nice pen.
Okay.
Watch it.
Okay, Troy,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
need to send that to me,
Get my big pen.
except for the fact that it wouldn't get across the border.
Right.
Dennis, is there like a blade
This
length
is an
limitation?
stiletto.
Like in the UK?
Switchblade, baby. I don't play around, baby. I'm going to cut you up good right here. Now, let me tell you something, though. This is really a real one, for real, back in the day. And the reason why I don't pop it open, you want to know the truth? Are you ready? Here we go. I don't
It's a
know how
comb.
I don't know how to close it. I have to look up instructions on how to do it. That's why I've never opened it.
What is it?
It's a switchblade.
Oh, you pull the button the opposite way and it switches back.
Incorrect. Not on this one, baby. No.
Oh.
No, that's why
I was like,
I don't open it. I know how to play a switchblade. I've done it in the days, and I can cut you up pretty darn quick. But this one's a little bit different, so that's why I don't open it. So it just kind of sits. I can scare somebody.
Scares me.
And so see, Jake
I heard
has
Mr.
to
Announcer scares me.
Jake has to get on the computer and look up the instructions on how to close it. So I don't mess with it. Or I'll probably cut my fingers off or something. Oh, well, what the heck. But then I want to share with you a beautiful ballpoint pen, probably the best ballpoint pen. I'll beat any of you on here. If you can match this ballpoint pen, I will give it to you. Are you ready? No, it's going to beat that one, Marilyn. Here we go.
Come on. Oh my gosh.
This is the ultimate ballpoint pen,
Did
right?
you win that
Wow.
at Chuck E. Cheese?
This is it.
Is that a Barbie pen?
I can't tell you. It's a secret.
I don't know. Matthew's got one bigger than that.
Well,
How many tickets
Hey.
did you have to
Okay.
get for that one, man?
if you got one bigger than that, but you don't
I
have
got-
one built
hey.
like this.
We just got pen envy.
Pen envy.
Oh my gosh. That's
There
too
you
funny.
go, right there. You can't beat that with a stick.
I've got some
Once a-
FOMO,
once
fear
a
of missing
drummer,
out.
Always a drummer.
Yeah, that's a drumstick pen. I do want to, oh, there you go.
Oh,
Troy, what
That
did you
works.
do to us by giving him that little
Gotta bring
mini?
him on. It's Troy's fault. He sent
I
it
know.
to me.
Hey, there was a whole table full of them, and there's plenty more where that came from. So don't tempt me.
Oh, no, that's enough.
Good job,
That's
Troy.
good. That's good. That's good.
I want to welcome someone to the chat here
Well, thank you,
that I
Tony.
talked to
Thank you.
today. That
Thank
would
you,
be
Tony.
down on the right corner, the Gary Phillips and Bob Swindle, right over there. Bob came into Kansas City today, and I wasn't able to meet with him today, but I think we're going to get together here in the next few days. And he went down and checked out the pen store here in Kansas City. What'd you think about that, Bob?
It cost me money.
Always does.
Yeah, I liked it.
What did you buy?
A low-end Pelican.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just grateful that the pen store near my house keeps everything behind closed glass, and it takes like an hour for the person to get over there to open the thing. So I'm just like standing there, and I'm like, oh, I don't want it now. Let's wait here for an hour.
Tony, we got some Sailor Texas ink.
Oh, wow. Sailor Texas ink. I'm not familiar with that.
That's the brown one. It's kind of a
Yeah, it's
warm brown. It's nice.
it's their 50 states series.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right. They were making that.
That's cool.
Wow.
Does
Yeah, and
anybody
Did you happen to see that Mont Blanc, that Alexander Dumas, Bob?
I did not get to see it, no.
Okay. Yeah.
They
Well,
had
so,
some Mont Blanc, so.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do.
Oh, is that a Mont Blanc?
No.
Janice, how you feeling now?
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm
Janice is
feeling
there.
just fine. Yeah, I doing my went today for physical therapy on my back, but they're telling me in 2 months I'm going to be, being able to get out in my garden and work and all that kind of good stuff. So
Janice had a long journey of a lot of medical stuff going on. If I may share that, Janice, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know I'm going to mess it up. And Mr. Frank from Federal Pens can tell you I can mess it up easy. But anyway, I do that very well. Could you see me at one of his pen shows selling his pens for the wrong price because I forgot the price? He'd have a heart attack. No. Anyway, so Janice, didn't you have a bout with cancer and you had to have surgery for that?
I didn't have to have surgery. Did a biopsy. I've had some heart issues, back issues. And then I think one of the worst things I went through was that month I had COVID and I was in the hospital.
Oh,
But,
the worst.
but I'm back.
I'm so glad.
Good.
Thank you, Janice, for reaching out when I lost my bike. That meant a lot.
Oh, that broke my heart because I was really hoping for, to see how you was liking that and all that kind of thing. And I know
It was
that.
good while it lasted.
Well, I'm glad you're not giving up videos.
Was it, how did they steal? Was it in front of your house or in front of your work or what?
No, I wrote it to the 99-cent store, locked it up, and they cut through it like it was butter.
Oh, no.
And the company that they bought the lock from was Kryptonite. And they used to have like a 10-tier service where the crappiest lock was the 1, and then the 10 lock was the best. And the 5 lock used to be covered under the $700 insurance policy. But recently, or sometime recently, they must have changed the policy to the 6 through 10 only. Because I bought the 5 thinking it would be covered and it wasn't.
Wow. That's awful.
On your bike, Marilyn, wasn't that the one that had that little electric motor like a moped? Yeah, those are cool. Wow. Huh.
It's too bad.
That's awful.
Hopefully, I told the policeman, I said, if you see a white bicycle with a big old basket on the front, you pull him over and take him to jail.
Wow. I gotta ask Justin Fulton, how are you dealing with the heat up in the Northwest?
What heat? All right, so for my Fahrenheit friends, we're at 107, and for my more civilized folk, we're at 42.
You said it. Yeah.
So I'm used to 50. In the Middle East, we got up to 50 in the summertime, so it's just kind of like, yeah, it's warm. Feels like we're back in the Middle East. So like 50, I think is closer to like maybe 120, which is insane.
Wow.
So for this area, it's crazy. And of course, the power companies are like, it's time for rolling blackouts in the middle of the day. So if I just clip out, you'll know they cut us off. Started to feel like South Africa, I think. But yeah, it's okay. We're just chilling in the AC and trying to stay out of direct sunlight, keeping the head covered.
Wow.
It's 72 here and I'm dying.
Well,
81 in my room.
You see all the typical it's hot.
Blast.
You see all the typical it's hot conversations, which are like things along the lines of pictures of the sun, our city, and then Earth. And then the conversations about it's a dry heat. That always seems to kind of populate hot conversations. Well, at least it's a dry heat. You know, it's hot, man.
yeah, we're pretty hot here in Ontario, and it's humid. It is very humid. I had to, of course, my AC is not working, so the repair people are coming tomorrow. But I have a couple of fans going. You know, I have my AC for like 66 at night, Justin can help me out with the centigrade on that, Celsius. But it's
19.
registering as 78 right now. So for 66 going up to and sitting around 78, not too much fun. So my daughter gave me a fan for the living room. So anyway.
Question about heat and cold and fountain pens. Let's say I'm just kind of curious. Oh, it's 90 degrees there. Look at that.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock.
Oh, wow.
And it's 90 degrees.
Yeah, Frank, you're in Jersey, right?
Yeah, not far from
Do you
me.
guys get the humidity there or no?
Yeah. Oh, a lot of humidity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the not fun part.
Also, yeah, stand just across the river there in Philly. Yep.
Well, the Midwest is going to be beautiful now. We're dealing with a lot of rain, but we're expecting some beautiful weather this weekend. But does heat affect the way the ink flows? Does the cold affect it? Obviously, when you're writing, let's say you're writing in a house that's 85 degrees in the house or 80 degrees, as opposed to a house that's like 40 or 50 or 60 degrees. Does it affect the flow?
I have found that lately when it is very warm, like right now it's 81 degrees in my room, and my Noodler's pens do run a little wetter, just ever so slightly. It feels like they're more wetter than usual. And I thought it was just like the pen or the ink, but then I put another ink in it that was dry, and now it just flows out onto the page. I'm like, oh, dear, this summer's not going to be nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if I leave pens like sitting near on my kitchen table near the window when I'm doing letters in the morning or something, there's a lot of condensation that builds up inside the pens, the ones that are clear. So you get water that'll evaporate off the ink, and then you have condensation inside the pen, which means it might like condense the ink, which probably is not great. So I always try to like mix them up a little, but also try to keep lower ink amounts maybe in the warmer months, just because I don't know what that condensation can do, because that's going to evaporate out of the ink, which makes it thicker ink and maybe have like maybe flow issues. I've not noticed anything terrible, but sometimes my caps will have moisture in them that I'm not excited about because I don't want any corrosion or anything.
Yeah. I've noticed with all the heat here, all of my pens that are either resin or PVC, any kind of plastic, they go dry so fast it's not funny. So I'm down to only using my heavy duty metal pens because otherwise they're dry before, literally within days, because everything's been over 100 here, mostly on the 100 and teens.
Does anybody use any dip pens, like desk dip pens?
I do, but I use like nib dip pens.
That doesn't dry up then. Like,
no.
Okay.
I don't put any ink in my Pelicans, and I dip them in the ink bottle every time so I can change the ink quickly. So that doesn't affect my piston pens.
I'm in at the moment, so it doesn't really affect me, which is good.
Does anybody have any pens that's going to be on a wish list that you plan on getting or hope?
Yeah, I have a few pens. I have a few pens on the wish list. Yeah.
Mine's
I got
going to be a white
3 pens on the way.
Yes. I'm like a vulture waiting for it in a broad nib this time. Yum.
I've got one.
What's that, Dan?
I was watching a YouTube that Troy had on the Moonman Q1, and I was telling my son about it, who's just now getting into fountain pens, and he just told me on the phone today that he ordered one for me and had it sent to me. So I'm looking forward to getting it and playing with it. It's a clear one.
Wow.
It's a chunky monkey. That's what Chris said.
It looks like with an EF nib.
I've actually tried it.
It's gonna be
It's quite
hilarious.
good. I've actually tried it at my last pen meet, and it was really good, surprisingly quite comfortable.
Oh, there it is.
Chunky.
It's so chunky. Like a
Hey,
little
Troy, can you hold up
torpedo.
another pen next to it just for size comparison?
Preferably a Lamy. Those are kind of universal.
It's the Minion pen, man.
Oh, yeah.
So big.
While he's doing that, Stan, what was your pen, Stan?
Oh, my pens are Leonardo Momento Zero, Parker Vacuumatic, the vintage one, and
Wow.
the Waterman
Which Moon Man is that?
All right, that's a Moonman Moonman M2 next to the Moonman C1.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
It's a lot
That's
bigger than I thought it would be.
ridiculous.
Is that a C1 or Q1? I've been
A
calling
Q, yeah, that's a Q. Sorry, that's a Q1. M2. Actually, that's the C1.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
It is a chunky monkey.
And are they affordable? What is the cost on something like that?
$20.
$20.
Get him under 30. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I paid like 22, 23, somewhere
Is that a
in
number
there.
5 or number 6?
That is a number 6 nibs, and they are swappable. So if you don't like the fine or extra fine nib they come with, you can probably put in a Yovo or something else. They are swappable.
Yeah.
So how many inches is that, Troy?
I'd have to remember because I actually did a video on it and I put that info in it. But I can probably pull it up for you.
Oh, so not big if you're holding your hand like that, eh?
Right.
4 inches, maybe, Troy?
Not postable either, is it, Troy?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
It
It is postable actually,
Okay.
and that's actually the only way I'm going to be able to write with it is if it's posted.
Right.
It
Janice,
says,
you had your hand up?
Oh, there's always a bunch of pens on my wish list, but I just want to share one that I recently got because Frank's here, and that's this beautiful red dragon.
Wow.
Barry got one recently.
No, Frank got one. It was Franco. Franco.
Yeah.
not me. Franco.
Yeah, okay. But it's not a real expensive pen, but it's just absolutely beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I'm almost afraid to use it.
What kind of pen
But
is it?
if I don't, if I buy a pen, I use it. So
Yeah, really, it really is a pretty pen. Yeah, I mean,
Beautiful.
you just have to have it in your hand to say, wow. I don't think the picture does it justice. It looks really nice.
yeah, I bought myself this little present for surviving COVID.
Oh, nice.
You know what, Janice, I think I should do the same thing since I survived COVID. Maybe I ought
That's
to
the
do
way
that.
to go.
Cheers.
But having
Janice.
said that, I bought this. Of course, this is not very unusual. I bought the 377.6 in lavender. And I
that's
got
beautiful.
it yesterday. And that was because, because I have drama in my life. That was because last Tuesday, we had to put our dog down that we had had for 15 years. She was sick.
Sorry
So
to hear that.
I'm
was-
sorry.
Yeah, that was, this is in memory of Chanel.
Do you have any good news? You've had some bad times.
I
Well,
actually today ordered.
Larry and Tony could give me some good news if they weren't they having a draw or something like that? And they had some pens for giving away. Wouldn't it be nice if
That would be
Larry
nice.
and
That would be nice.
Yeah, well, you know
We
what?
never heard about that second pen.
Well, Lannis, in fact, I was just talking for real to Tony last night, and he's saying that he was going to give some of his collection away, the high-end pens. Didn't you say?
That's right.
Wouldn't that-
Right. I'd have to be high to do that, but okay.
Yeah. So, I think Troy wrote me a letter, was it last week? Because I'm very forgetful nowadays. And he said he was going to give some of his vintage high-end pens away too. That's what he said. I don't know. I'm just telling you what people tell me.
Yeah. Oh my God. Frank is Heron, are you able to get any pens in from Heron?
I mean,
Magna Carta. Have you gotten any shipments in?
Exactly. I have Magna Carta stock. I don't know if you're talking about anything that's new or something.
Yeah.
Or what?
Yeah, I was thinking about some of the new stuff that came in, like the overlay stuff that you were possibly getting in.
No, I haven't gotten anything new from him yet.
Okay.
No, sorry, nothing to report there.
No,
I have 3 pens on the way. I have a pensive pen, Serendipity. I bought a new old Waterman 12, and I got a fountain pen Revolution Jaipur on the way.
Awesome. Awesome.
I
Hey,
have
can we
I
say
have
hi
work
to
on the
Grover?
way.
Hi, Grover. You're on mute.
Hello, Tony.
How you doing? How's everything down Arkansas?
No, I'm in Kentucky.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You're not. I knew you were south.
Well, it's actually, I was looking at the weather here, and right now it is 88 degrees here. It was.
Wow. Wow.
It was about 95 today, so it's been very hot.
Right.
Grover, you came to the show. Did you like it?
I did. I bought items off of you too. It's good
Great
to see
seeing
you.
you. I know.
That's awesome. How was that? How was the show, Frank?
Show was great. We had actually mentioned that earlier. Yeah, and a couple other people too. Show was really good.
Awesome.
On to Miami in 3 weeks.
That's
Miami,
great.
July 16th, 17th, and 18th. The next one.
Are you
Great.
going to the Washington D.C. one or the one in Foster?
I debuted Fed Pens at the 2015 DC show. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm in the small ballroom at the DC show there against the window.
Yeah, well,
I've been there.
I've never been to D.C. one. I'm thinking
No,
about going.
you should come. You'll see everybody. You'll see
I am
me
so
again.
sad.
Most vendors and dealers that you know of.
I was supposed to go to the Boston show this year, but had to wait till the end of the month to figure out if we have to do retraining this year or not.
Be great if you can make it. The Boston show is September 12th. It's one day, the Sunday.
Hop, skipping a frolic from the train station. I can't wait.
That's right.
Frank, will you be at Dallas?
Me in Dallas?
Yep.
I'd love to. I'm not sure about the scheduling. I'm trying to get to Chicago. If not this year, hopefully next year for Dallas.
Yeah,
Frank, I
I'm going to DC.
got a question. Have you happened to see Andy Lambro by chance? Have you heard anything from him? I've not heard from him in a while.
No,
I haven't heard from him either. It's not a bad thing. I just don't see him too frequently.
Yeah,
Well, Andy was booked to be in Raleigh. He was listed as going to be there, but I didn't see him there at all.
I'll be darned. Yeah, that's wild.
It was great to see Pilot. We had dinner with Pilot that Friday night, and we were looking. It was a great time. And so during the weekend, I was able to get to see some of the new stuff that's in the pipeline, but I can't talk about it. But looking forward to it.
Thanks for bringing that up, Mark.
Yeah, let's spill the beans here.
I can't talk about it.
So Pilot USA has new management, and they want to be more proactive in the hobby, and they want their reps to start going to pen shows. So that was very encouraging.
Okay, everybody that sees Pilot, you tell
I'll
them
segue into
that they need to
yeah.
make a gold nib for the 78G series. Just saying.
So we
Because-
did get to meet a couple of these, and they came to dinner and all, and it was really good. So yeah, they're supposed to be in Miami and in DC. So looking forward to that.
Wow.
Hey, give me some feedback here. There's a pen, I probably will mispronounce it. Narwhal?
Narwhal.
Okay. Lisa is planning on getting one, but I've never reviewed it. So does anybody have one of these pens? How do you like it? What do you like about it?
There you go. There you go. Troy's got one. Troy's showing one right there.
Troy, tell us what you like or don't like about this pen.
This is a Narwhal, the original series. My wife has one in purple, and I've got this one here in green. I picked this up from Points of Distinction. They were dumping all their stock because they're going out of business and retiring. So I got it fairly cheap. They're decent quality. They usually look fairly well. I don't have one of the newer models that they've got out. I don't even remember what the name of their newest models are that they've got out. But the original series came in about 4 different colors. I didn't necessarily like the yellow one. I don't think we got the blue one even available anywhere. But the purple and the green I was able to snag. What I didn't like about it is they were only being offered in a fine nib.
Yeah.
You had no choice but fine. But this was the first effort by the company when they put these out. It's a piston filler. I do like it. It was a quality piston filler. This is yet to run out of ink. It's been writing first time every time I've gone to use it. It's a decent size. The thing about the piston filler, I don't have a tool. In order, if I ever have to service this piston, the newer ones, I thought I saw that they came with a piston tool, but I tried my TWSBI tool on it, which will also fit Pelican, but it does not fit the narwhal if I ever have to disassemble it. But hopefully I'll never have to.
This is the new narwhal series. It's called the Key West, and it's a cartridge converter.
How much is
narwhal.
it, Marilyn?
It says $60.
Right, and these original ones here were 40 to fit in the 40 to 50 range.
Okay, does Marilyn, is that the new one? If so, what nib sizes?
It's fine they have fine in the blue one, and then if they have the gold one, and it's in fine or medium.
So they don't have much range on nibs. Okay, all right.
At least not on this side. This is Atlas Stationaries. I don't know.
Yeah, they were saying was fine because that seems to be the preferred one in Japan, which is where they're out of. So they were saying with a finer nib, but they've expanded it to the medium in at least the one model.
Okay, Troy, how does that pen write? Is it smooth, wet, dry, what?
It's acceptable. To me, it's not incredibly smooth. It is definitely not a wet writer in that fine nib. What it is, though, it's dependable.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Is it worth $50?
Well, that one I paid $35 for. Okay. It's worth $35. Sharon, I think I paid like $40, $45 or so because it wasn't on clearance. And yeah, it's worth the money. It's one of those where I would probably spend just a little bit of money or a little bit of time rather working on the nib. But if definitely on the original series, if I can get it something other than a fine, I would definitely have snatched that instead.
This one's from Gold Spot, and they got fine and medium too.
Well, I got the gold one, the Isla Morada one in the Key West in a medium, and it's great.
So, but
I needed gold because it's nice and sparkly, and so I got that one. And it's the first narwhal I had gotten. My husband got a couple of them at the 2019 DC Pen Show when they just started, and he just loves them. And they were fine, but this one's a medium, and I tend to like medium, and it's very much to my liking.
Troy, what size nib on that? And can you change it out to a Jovo?
No.
I don't believe they're interchangeable, but it's a number 6.
Okay.
And my understanding is they made their own nibs in house. Is what I remember reading that, but I don't think that they just buy nibs from another company. I was told that they made their own.
Yeah, they made their own.
You're right.
Where do they come from?
They make their own.
Make their own nibs,
What
yes.
country? Where are they being made? Country of origin. Anybody know?
I believe it's U.S.
I'm looking it up.
I think it's the U.S. too.
U.S. Yeah.
It says China.
China?
Yeah.
Well, it might be manufactured in China, but it's a U.S. company.
Including their nibs.
Maybe.
Okay, enjoy.
Troy, I have a question for you. Do you have platinum pocket pens from 1970s?
Pocket pens from the 70s from Platinum. No, I do have a Platinum President from the 70s, but I'll be honest, I've never been a huge fan of Asian nibs and pens. So, and I've never been a big time pocket pen guy, although I've actually picked some up just because they were cute and I was interested in doing a video on them or passing them along to somebody else. But don't really have any much in the terms of pocket pens, and certainly not, I don't think, from Platinum.
I ordered a Platinum pocket pen today with a 22 karat nib, medium nib, and I thought it was interesting. I've never seen that.
I went back to take a pen that I bought from the pen store, local pen store, because when I got it home, the filling cap, the piston cap was not connected to the piston rod. It was that expensive Alexander Dumas Mont Blanc. It was a consignment pen. They took it back. The young kid there actually has fixed it. He took it apart in front of me. I didn't realize, this is similar to the Visconti where you can stick the, thing and twist it off the top. He took it all apart and he was able to repair it. I didn't, I got a refund, but while I was there, I felt so guilty not buying something that I ended up with this pocket pen. You were talking about pocket pens. This is, E95, right. And I'll tell you what, this is a great little pen. Of course you flip it around and it becomes a full-size pen.
I just want to correct you really quick. It's an E95S.
Yes, correct.
Unless it's an original, which is an E95 vintage.
Yeah, my mom has one of those. It's wonderful. I love it. Absolutely love it.
We didn't understand it. All those things can eventually lead to a problem.
I think someone has their TV on. We're hearing.
Yep.
Someone had their TV on.
Right, but Tony, and for anybody looking for what Tony just showed you, last I saw, those were still available in the vintage or used section of Anderson pens. They still had a bunch of them in stock.
Right.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Larry, you might know. It seemed like on one of the last Zooms, I just caught something. I don't know if I'm misunderstood it or not, but is Tomo River being discontinued or something?
No, it's not going to be discontinued. They're still going to sell Tomo River paper, but not the original one that's been changed.
That's in that.
Now,
if you look on their website, it does say that they're closing the Tomo River line.
Franklin Rivers Pens has paper like that. So, yeah, you might want to check with Frank because he carries it.
Yeah, there's still some existing stock out there, but they're not manufacturing any new, according to what I read. There is someone posted online that there's a paper that's a 64 gram paper called Cocuno.
Yeah, I got some of that. I have it. Yeah.
And you can buy it. It's pretty cheap. You can buy it in reams of 500 sheets. Rather inexpensive. I don't know how it is. Does it work good, Larry?
Yeah. I like the paper. It's good paper. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Endless Recorder, the Endless Works.
The Endless Works. Yeah, that's great.
I'm never going to continue making 68 gram. They're just getting out of the 52 gram business.
Okay.
Oh, that's a shame.
The pads that the black pads, like the ones that I offer, like you guys said, from the U.S. distributor, I have a feeling that they're going to continue at 68 gram. How much will they be? How big will they be? Things like that. Will that come about? When? Etc. Right now, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So right now, the distributor has an ample supply of the original paper. I'm not talking about the paper that was, came out last year, different quality, texture, and all that. Right now, my source has plenty of the original. All the paper that I'm selling with that cover is the original 52 gram Tomo River, and I've just gotten more. So I do have plenty. You can go to my site and visit that. But as long as they're offering that, I'll continue to buy it and offer it to you.
Thank you.
Right.
And that's mine.
Tony, don't you have a whole box of that Tomo River paper still?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've been using it. Yeah, I'm using it begrudgingly, the new paper. I wasn't real big fan of it, but I've got almost probably 3,900 sheets left to go. And I'm gonna use it. I'm going to use it till it's gone. And I picked up about another about another 1,500 of the original, just so I can have some of that and enjoy that when it's the other's gone.
My dad, he's hoarding this like toilet paper at the beginning of COVID.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's
a couple of thousand sheets left.
Well, for all of my pen pals that are on here, you all know that I mix up my papers anyway. You may get a letter from me with 2 or 3 different kinds of paper. I kind of like to do that.
What's that Japanese company that does the paper taste?
Oh, what is that? Frank, what is that company called that offers that multiple? No, you sell it, or did you not? The one that has the different kinds of sheets of kinds of paper. You can sample it. The sample pack.
Oh no, that's I have to look him up.
Is that what you're referring to, Justin?
Talking about?
Yes, that one. The last time I seen that stuff is in Dubai in the Kinikiniwa there, but
yeah,
I missed that stuff. Yeah, Patsy's got it.
I've got some too, Patsy.
Yeah, I got this for my birthday, but I've not looked at it yet. So it comes small bit.
You guys have to make a trip to Quinceañera.
And then another one. I haven't tried it yet, but I'll let you know.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I've got
some of those papers in there are just like amazing. Some of the best paper, and they shade and sheen like crazy.
Very thin, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Really, really thin, but I haven't tried it, so don't know. In the mail, we get a couple of things from Robert Oster. So that was nice. There's some of his paper. Some of you will get it when I write to you. So that was what he's giving us.
Nice.
It's really good. And some of his swatch cards plus blotters.
Nice.
Very good guy. We'll support him.
Hey Frank, do you ever does the manufacturers ever send you pads like a Visconti or Pilot, writing pads for testing pads?
Sure. They're meant for us to let people try pens out. It shows.
Right.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. I use them as stationary sometimes. I got a pad given to me.
I don't get a substantial count. I might get like 1 or 2.
Right.
If you shop at Fight on Pens in Cambridge, Ontario, you might get a pad or 2 if you ask nicely from there. So, Tony, you better come up to Ontario.
Yeah, I need to do that, don't I?
Hey. So I think, are we not having the Pelican Hub this year?
Nope, canceled.
Oh, Pelican Hub's canceled again?
Frank would know. You're a hub master, are you not, Frank?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. I had asked them a couple months back, and no, Germany was still not in a position, to open or host events and all that, and they figured if Europe wasn't able to do that, they didn't feel they were going to be able to do it anywhere else either.
No free. Does anyone use that new ink, the ink of the year from Pelican?
I actually just got it this past week.
Golden Burl or something?
Yep, Golden Burl. You got
Looks
it.
amazing.
I have bottles and samples. Yep. They're posted on the site. Yep.
Is it a real light? Is it really a light ink, Frank, or is it a saturated one? Because
it's a caramel color with gold glitter.
Oh, it's got particulate in it.
Is a good way to describe what it is. Yeah, it's caramel color with gold fleck in it. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. I want to say hi to Drea. I know she's always at work, and she normally isn't talking because she's at work. I might be mistaken. Drea, it's good to see you. At least your picture.
Hi, Drea.
Hi. How's everyone?
Good.
You're looking good.
I'm just sitting here with the dogs crawling through my hair. I'm not doing anything important.
Hey, could I ask a quick question?
Go ahead.
Were any of you lucky enough to score one of those elusive calligraphy nibs from Pen BBS?
I can barely hear you, Dan, myself.
Sorry. How about now? Am I coming through okay?
Yeah,
there.
Were any of you lucky enough to score one of those calligraphy nibs from Pen BBS? It was kind of like a limited run thing, and they've got that sort of Japanese sword tip on them, although they're Chinese made.
Naginata Togi nibs, right?
Yeah, but they just call them calligraphy because
Yeah.
they produce them in China.
That's in the
Did
same
anyone
style.
pick any of those up?
I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think I've seen it.
Chris Rapp did a review on it, but no, I don't have any Pen BBS pens, so
I don't either.
use for me.
I think the only equivalents produced maybe by Sailor, because I think those guys make kind of those cool nibs that are just like off the wall. So it's like a Chinese equivalent, but from what I heard, I mean, it's a steel nib. They're pretty good.
I guess it depends on what you consider calligraphy. Are you talking about a broad nib, or are you talking about a flex
No,
nib?
it's not the appropriate term, calligraphy. They just, if you look at Pen BBS's stuff, they name their stuff all sorts of wacky terms. It's not by any means a true calligraphy nib. That's just what they called it. But it's the actual tip represents that I can't pronounce Japanese word. It's like that saber tip. I think it's what it is. But Stan was saying it correctly.
Naginata Togi.
There you go. Naginata Togi. So it's like that.
Togi, right.
Sailor makes the only equivalent, but you buy a pen from them, that's like maybe $500, $600, right?
Mm-hmm.
This nib itself, it's a number 6 nib that they produce. You can put in any number 6 size steel nib pen, and they're like $20. But they got blitzed like quickly. They did a limited release because they're all hand polished and they're just gone. So I just didn't know if any of you guys were lucky enough to nab one.
No, I'm not.
No.
Got a question for Troy. Troy, how is Slime Dog doing? I can't help it.
He's not doing great, Larry, because he's getting along worse and worse. His hips are getting worse. We've got him on a different anti-inflammatory and pain med now, and he's hopping along and hobbling pretty harshly. So he's still getting along. He still wants to move, and he's laying around more and more, even more than he used to, being the old lazy dog that the quick brown fox jumped over. But the pain meds that we got him on, cause him to be a little more drowsy than normal. But he's really hurting bad. I feel so bad for him. He's so pathetic. When we go to let him out, he almost can't make it up the stairs anymore at that last hop up the last step. So we've been thinking it may not be too much longer that old Slime Dog's around.
Oh, it's too bad.
Bummer, man.
That's tough.
Hey, he's had a good long life.
Yeah, but I can't.
Compared to when I found him.
I hear all that. I dig it. I understand it 100,000%, but I just can't dig it. I refuse to accept it. I don't care. That's just me, where I come from. I'm still dealing with Cubby's death, and people think that it's you'll get over it. All this jazz. It would be like Frank with Dee Dee, if he lost Dee Dee, they're part of our family, man.
John's known him, had him since he was 5, and the other 2 boys don't know life without him. So yeah, it'd be a sad day, but we'll move on. Well, we'll have to. I mean, the boys.
You have to. I dig it. Yeah, but that's crummy stuff to hear.
Well, the boys all experienced us having to put down a cat about a year ago. It was the family cat that's been around that they grew up with, that was around since before they were born. So they got a taste of how it works and what it feels like. So, I mean, we'll all be okay. And the thing is, I know that old Slimy's had a good, long, happy life. He's got a lot of love, a lot of affection, a lot of playtime. It'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, keep us posted, man.
Wow.
We'll do.
Troy, do you guys have any restrictions of who goes into the vet? How many people can go into the vet because of COVID, or you don't have that?
Well, it depends on the vet. Our local vet for a long time, wouldn't even let you into the animal hospital. You had to meet them outside. You had to call them on your cell phone. They would come out and take your dog in. And that, as of in May, I took my other dog Brady to the vet and for his annual exam. They still wouldn't let me in, but supposedly starting in June, and I haven't taken a dog there this month, but supposedly starting this month, they would actually let you into the vet hospital. As far as restrictions, I wouldn't know. But it's all dependent upon the individual, because the individual mandates that were passed down by our governor, have been extended.
Last week when we put Chanel down, because only one person could go into the vet, my daughter researched online and found this mobile vet who will come to your house, and she did it outside, and we were 6 feet apart wearing masks kind of thing, but they just did a wonderful job. They talked us through the different steps of what they were going to do, and they gave us as much time in between, and it was an incredibly wonderful experience, this mobile vet. And I'd never heard of it before, but in days and times like we've got now, we need some alternatives. We couldn't imagine what it would have been like if only one of my daughters could have gone into the vet and been with her when she got her trip over the Rainbow Bridge. But I highly recommend mobile vets if that comes to, if anybody comes to the point where they're looking at something like that.
Well, here we have cat still. So when we take the cat in, only one person is allowed, mask and everything. But so Mr. Announcer takes our kitty in and gets on the phone and he does the, what do you call it?
FaceTime.
Yeah, FaceTime. So I can talk with the vet, and the vet, I can see everything that's going on. So she hadn't mentioned any time soon when they're going to lift the limit on how many people can go in there with the animals. Yeah.
Janice, you
I
were
was just going
to
to share. Yeah. There's an advantage, I guess, of living in small towns. And the fall before COVID hit, I had to put one of my dogs down. And my local vet came to the house with his assistant and did just like you were talking about, Lennis. Went through every procedure with me, and my dog was allowed to be put down at home. And no, I didn't have to go to a hospital or a vet center and leave them there.
Wow.
That is nice when you can do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah.
We've had we've been talking about the passing of our dogs, or your dogs and pets, but I think Justin, is he still there? Justin, are you still there? I think he's on. He had I wanted him to kind of share a story about his dog that would make us maybe laugh as opposed to being sad at the moment, because he had a good one. I think if he comes back on there, he can share. We have someone else down here that's just joined us. It looks like you're driving and you're on mute at the moment.
That's Galaxy S20.
I am muted. Yes, I am driving, so I have to be careful and not mess with my phone, or not watch you guys.
Well, we can tell you that the roof of your car looks good, and
that's why it's pointed up.
So, by the way, Dan, was that you that asked me if I had any good news?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know what? I got a couple of checks from the insurance company today, so that was good news. My Grail pen would be a David Oscarson, but I'm not going to go that route. Anyway, the good news was I got some checks from the insurance company, so they settled really quickly.
Are you sure that guy's not going to sue you for scratching his cheek? I wouldn't spend the money yet. You may need it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, down there in the car driving, you might want to introduce yourself to everyone if, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah, my name's Renee and I live in Washington. And I've hung out a little bit with Miss Marilyn Darling and caught a couple of Pierce's live streams. But so far, that's about as connected as I am.
Well, we want to welcome you to our little pen meet. We do this about once a month, and we'd love to have you join us again. And we appreciate you coming by. Is there anything new that you've got pen wise, or any news that you would like to share with about the hobby we're in?
No, I think of myself as being fairly new. It's not that I haven't been. Once I hooked up with a bunch of you guys, that was kind of a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because then you see all the pretty pens and you want all the pretty pens and all the pretty inks.
Just put your foot into the pool a little bit. And there's a gentleman here called Frank right up there. He owns Federal's Pens. He'll take you right in and he'll hold your hand as you go down the rabbit hole. One hand on your hand, one hand in your purse.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't need any help going down is the problem, and my husband doesn't either. So
Lots of pen enablers here. No problem.
Absolutely.
So your husband's involved in the hobby as well?
yeah, he started way back when and is the one that got me involved in it back in probably the early 80s. I mean, as a kid, who didn't have one of the little cheapy Schaefers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, in the early 80s, he sort of introduced me and got me a Mont Blanc, the lower end Mont Blanc, and that was fun for a few. I remember what happened that we both sort of fell out of it until about, I don't know, 4 years ago or so, and yeah, that's we're headed deep down into the rabbit hole.
Yay, rabbit hole.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Renee. How are you?
You're not helping. You're not.
I'm sorry. I'm
anything
sorry. I can't help it. I love
No,
pens.
you're not.
Okay,
Any.
maybe I'm not.
I don't have any new pens, but I do have a new pen holder.
Oh, let's see. Oh, that's fun. Oh, did you make it?
My husband and I collaborated on this one.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
awesome.
a slice. It's a quarter of a slice of one of our trees that we had taken down last summer. And my pen pals know about my 22 trees on our 3/4 acres that we had taken down. And we have a huge pile of firewood out the back part of the property, and we're slowly moving it up by the garage so that we can split it when the weather gets drier here in Chicago, but not as hot as it is out west right now.
Well, I don't want to brag or anything, but I made this out of quarter roll and hot glue. So
there you go.
I like that.
So,
I like that. Cool.
I also have this one, which is
that's cool.
it's actually the foot off our old sofa. And it originally, the first one looked like this. So it was dark brown. And then, so my son made this one for me. And then he stripped it, the second one, and made it natural. And we just put some finish over it. So they each hold about 15 pens. So
Very nice.
but the new log one is so that I can put it in my basket and I don't have to stuff all my pens in my little log and burger basket to carry them around.
I'm glad you showed that, Tina. I wanted to ask I know we're getting close to the end of the Zoom here, but I wanted to talk to everybody about storage, where you store your pens. The one thing I've been impressed with at the few pen shows that I've gone to was Ray Jones. Is that his name? I know you have to know. He's the one that makes the wood storage cases.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. They're just fabulous. And, you know, right now I've got my pens not spread out, but I try to keep them in cases, and I'd like to have one case to fit them all.
I have a tool chest where I keep my pens and all the tools, you know, repair tools and stuff. Here, it's right here. I don't know if you can. Hey, where
I have
is
a variety of my sleeves
Oh crap! Come
and
on.
my homemade sleeves, and then my old cigar case my husband gave me when we were dating.
Okay,
Wow.
here,
Together.
here, this tool chest.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Tony, there
Yeah.
is a bag that will carry the majority of our pens. I forgot the name of it. I think Frank, you carry their pen cases now. Starts with a G.
Girolojo.
Yeah. Okay.
Girolojo, yes.
I've seen one. I forgot who has them selling them. They hold what is like a suitcase.
Yeah.
Of pens. Yeah, 200-300.
Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Oh,
90
no.
Girolojo, 96.
I also
96
3D printed the vial holder for my ink samples.
Troy, what about you? What do you keep you keep them all in one place, or do they spread out?
Oh,
You're muted, Troy.
All right, guys, I'm going to move my laptop just a little bit so you can see this a whole lot better. But right here, these are essentially just artist pencil drawers. And I just...
Oh, you muted yourself.
You're muted again.
All right. Artist pencil drawers that I've been picking up over time. And, you know, I've got about 7 of them. And what I did was I took a label maker and I just started, you know, Wing Song, Diplomat, Parker, a bunch of Watermen over here, Pelicans, Conklins, Schaefers, and
You muted yourself again.
You're muted again, Troy.
well, that's part of the problem with a little touchpad on laptops.
Yes.
But here I've got, you know, one of the drawers I keep of just my ink stuff. So all the ones that have got ink in them, that's, you know, one drawer just for those. So I always know where to go. I can always pull up what's inked. But that's how I store all my stuff. And since I work right where I'm sitting right now, I work from home and have for 20 years. Here on my desk is all my entire work environment, including all my pen collection right here beside me or behind me, and all my repair supplies are over here, and all my other pen supplies are down here as well underneath all this. So everything's fairly close and at hand. But these little drawers are about $30 for a set of 4 drawers, and they fit most of them. They got 3 drawers in a box that has a deeper drawer. So all my oversized pens, all the oversized ones have to fit in that deeper drawer because they're too fat to fit in that nice little slender drawer. So I just got 2 drawers that are just oversized, and that's all that fits in those. So that's how I fit my collection.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Janice, I think you were going to show us.
Yeah, I think if you can see, I'm trying to hold my laptop up, but mine's kind of like Troy's. I take acrylic cases like you put makeup in, and then I line them. And then I put them in that. And then I do have some pen holders, but let me see if I can open one of these and give you an idea of what I have. Something kind of like that.
Nice.
So that's a poor man's version of those nicer pen cases.
Pierre Gustafson has the neatest thing. He has like one of these slanted tabletops that they used to use to put the metal letters in when they were doing the ink pressing. And inside are like the drawers that the little metal things went in, and he uses those to put his his pens in.
Wow.
Really neat.
That's cool. Hey, Justin, I wanted you to share real quickly about your dog's adventure and the pigs.
Where's Tony?
Declined to acquiesce.
The chickens?
Chickens, that's it. Forgive me, yeah. Because
Oh,
we were
yeah.
talking about dogs and how, you know, unfortunately we were losing, how we lost some of our dogs, some of the people here. But your dog kind of gave you an adventure and how.
Yeah, well, there's a pig involved, but he wasn't. He's in my freezer. So,
Where he should be.
Sorry?
Where he should be.
That's right.
Yeah, well, he'll be in the trigger soon enough. So when we got back from the Middle East, my aunt gifted us a fur missile, which is the colloquialism for a German Shepherd. She breeds them, and she lets have the pick of the litter. And she's like, pick that one. It's very intuitive. It really likes to seek things out. I'm like, yeah, if I want to go hunting or something, I want a good kind of dog that'll stay with me. And well, she's intuitive and some. Now, she's very smart, very intelligent, and I actually took her to a professional trainer who trains like police dogs and stuff because I just wanted her to be kind of chill. Didn't work. Getting her spayed didn't work. She's still very much a fur missile, and she's very, very good, but very, very aggressively sweet, and that's why her name is Sweetums. Anyway, one of my adventures, I drastically underestimated the power of my dog. Now, I should know better because, you know, we had like a zip line that she could run back and forth and not destroy the whole backyard. The zip line was suspended between two 4x4 posts. She snapped both of them. She's not even that big of a dog. She just can really build up that momentum. So anyway, yeah, no more zip line for Sweetums. We just let her loose and kind of fill in all the doggy holes. So getting to the story, went out to the butcher because my aunt also like raises livestock, and we purchased like half a pig, and so we were going to pick it up from the butcher. And this is up in like 2-barrel shotgun land, like. Yeah, you don't mess around on people's property out here. Well, me and my dog, we decided to mess around. Not me, my dog. So I get up there in my truck. I pull up to like the loading dock. This is like a farm, like in the woods, and they've got like this big old like barn where they do all the processing. So I pull up to the barn, and we had a nice ride up there. We stopped at Chick-fil-A. I shared Chick-fil-A with her. We were good. We were having a good time. Mad Dog truck, country western song. It was all good. As soon as I cracked that door, that dog squeezed right through my legs and out the truck and just took off like a bat out of HE double hockey sticks. And I'm like, and we've never done this. I mean, we've been to the park, we went walking by the river, all this fun. And, she just takes off. So, I'm not the fastest human being, and I try to go lumbering after her. And I'm thinking, I'm seeing all this property, wide open property. I'm seeing the woods. I'm seeing like my dog is gone, and she's a beautiful dog, and I don't want to lose my dog. Come around the corner, and it was like one thing leads to another, and it just keeps getting worse. Come around the corner, a flock of chickens just like free grazing out in the front yard. There's my dog. Oh, hey, let's bite those. So I didn't quite intercept, but it was enough of interception. I mean, I'm a football player. So, it was enough of interception to sort of kind of lead block her off. And so she kind of bumped and, bumped chicken and ran. Didn't get any teeth in anyone, thank the Lord. And she takes off even further. And then around the house again. And I'm looking around for like the guy who's going to come barreling out of his porch with 2 barrels blazing at me. Comes around the corner, and then there's the farm dogs just chilling, minding their own business. And here comes Fur Missile. Hello, everybody! Running right up on him. And I'm like, ah. And so they they take defensive stance, but thank goodness no teeth and fur fly. She just kind of runs up and starts running around. And then I'm like, she just starts doing circles around me. And I'm like, would you just come here? And I'm looking, no one's outside running around after me. And I'm like, I'm waiting. I'm like, eye on the porch, eye on the dog who's running around me. Finally, I kind of use that tone. I drop the bass. Sweetums, come here now. And she kind of gets that tail between her legs and realizes, okay, party's over, and sort of crawls herself back to me. Still, no one's out. And I'm like, oh, man. So I get the dog back in the truck, go inside the processing plant, and they were so busy inside the processing plant doing their work, they didn't notice all of our shenanigans. And I'm like, look, a couple of your chickens might be missing some feathers. I'm so sorry. I'm thinking, like, do I need to get a lawyer to sort out what the damages my dog has done to their property? And like, no, don't worry about it. Our grandkids chase those chickens all the time. I'm like, but we had a long talk on the way home in the truck about how we need to not do that. So it wasn't long after that I booked obedience training, because the neighbor's cat who'd been peeing on our lawn every morning. And I like cats, but you know, the cat was marking its territory. The dog took off after the cat. And the neighbor's pretty mad about that. So yeah, we need some work. Is the long story short.
I want to just say before we leave here, because I know we got to. I guess we're getting to the end here, and thank you, Larry, for putting this thing together. Thanks, Justin, for that story. That story was great when you wrote it to me. I wanted to hear it out of your mouth. I wanted to say, because I got to get ready to go now, but I want to say thank you to everyone that showed up today. I know this was one of the biggest Zooms we've had. Yeah. Wouldn't you agree, Larry?
Yes.
20.
And before we go, I want to share my cat story. Before we go. One of my cats used a cat from hell. Okay, a Grecian kitty. And I raised him since he was a baby. I bottle fed this kitty and loved this kitty and give this kitty everything I have. He owns a house. I mean, we got cat trees everywhere in the house. He eats nothing but the finest foods, and he's the cat from hell. He bullies everybody. So anyway, I finally got him straightened out. I thought, well, when we took him to the vet, I warned the lady. Now we take them to the cat meow hospital, that he's a really hostile cat. He's mean, aggressive. So I was really worried about him attacking her. I mean, he's really mean. We take him over there, all teeth coming out and fangs and stuff. So she gets him in there. I'm watching. Like, oh my God, it's going to be a disaster. He is so nice and loving and caring. Just giving kisses and hugs. And I'm saying, what is this? You know, that's not the cat I'm talking about. She didn't have any problems. Okay.
It was totally embarrassing.
Yes. And we get home and here we go again. So, okay. So I'm giving him his treats, and now I watched Jackson Galaxy. So I'm working with the kitty. Now he's a nice kitty, and he gives me hugs and kisses and real nice, gets on my chest and kisses, and we play with this little toys. We get all this stuff. Now, you see this right there? Okay. Yesterday, he was on my chest and looking at my hand, and I just knew something was going to happen bad. So I closed my eyes and I said, "Go ahead." And it bled.
Larry, that's a great story, and yeah, I have to share something with you guys before I leave. I know it sounds like a joke, but it's actually just a really sad story. Okay, well, there's this guy that was a traveling salesman, and he was driving around, and he was out in the hills, probably of West Virginia or someplace like that, and he was trying to get from one place to another place, and he comes around a corner and comes around a curve, and there's this cat right in the middle of the road, and he could not swerve to get out from hitting it from anything. He tried so hard to not hit it, and he actually ran over the poor cat, and he actually hit it. The tire of his car actually ran over the cat, and he didn't want it to be a hit and run. He felt really bad about it, and he saw a house right at the top of the hill, and he thought, well, maybe the cat belonged to them. I better tell them I'm really sorry. So he pulled over, and he walked back to the cat, and there was a cat all flat. And he rolled it up and tucked it under his arm, and he walked up the hill to the house, and he knocked on the back door, and this little old lady comes to the door, and she says, yeah. He says, listen, ma'am, I'm sorry to come to your door like this, but I had an accident down on the road. I'm afraid I ran over a cat. And I was wondering, did you have a cat? She said, well, yeah. And he said, well, he pulled it out and he unrolls it and holds it up. He says, ma'am, was this your cat? And she said, I don't know. What did it look like before you ran over him?
Oh,
And this
my
is no
God.
joke, right, Dan?
True story, Tony.
I just
True
wish I'd have
story.
told that joke.
I'm a cat lover. Please
I
don't get me
know.
wrong. I'm a cat
Well,
lover.
folks, okay, it's time to go because here's what I got to do. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to blow you away. Is I've got a whole bunch of squirrels outside and they haven't had their bed snack. So they eat 3 meals a day and plus they get a bed snack. Okay.
You're gonna get those guys fed before they carry you off.
And then I got Mr. and Miss Duck and they come by. So I got to go feed all these people like right now. You know how that is right now when we have dogs and cats. And Justin, anything before we go?
I just want to say happy 4th of July to everybody.
I want to say
Happy 4th of
Happy
July.
4th of July.
Whoa, just a
Or
minute.
Piggy.
What comes before the 4th of July?
Me.
The third.
I was gonna say the second, which is
Well,
actually American.
Happy Canada Day to
Oh.
everyone.
Oh, beauty,
happy
eh?
Canada Day.
Somewhere there's someone from England saying, "You ungrateful colonists."
There you go. You
Well,
Yankees.
hey, thanks for
It was
joining us
just an
today. We
uprising
gotta
in
do
the
this
colony.
again. So when we do it again, come on back. I'm gonna have something a little bit different, and I can't tell you what it is, but I gotta get a hold of Troy later, and then I'll do a video, and then you'll know what it is because Troy doesn't even know what it is until I get a hold of Troy. Hell, I don't.
True
even
story.
all I know is that I'm gonna talk to Troy about I don't know what, but anyway. Here goes Space Race.
That makes two of us.
I'm done. I'm out of here. Peace and love, and we'll check you all later. Bye.